Okay, so we have a 19.5-foot wall that we're gonna put herringbone on, and then we're gonna color it white. Okay, so here is my drawing that I did for our wall. I measured it out first. It's about 19.5 feet, and then the height as well. Now, the 10-foot boards is actually 12 because we added the top and bottom frame to it. So we had 12 1x2x10s and 5 1x2x8s. And we used trim board just to make it easier because they are all cut to square. And we wanted something that was going to be even and look very nice. And then as far as the measurements going down the herringbone, we measured from the top and the bottom divided by 4, and that gave me 21.5 inches as far as where the sideways angles go. Okay, first we found all the studs in the wall so that when we nailed in our boards, they had something to go into. Our middle board ended up being in drywall, which we had to anchor, which we will show later. So what are you doing right here?
Just cleaning out the area so that it sits flush when I put it down and it's level. And chisel is the best just because it's more precise. There we go. I should do it. Okay. I'm gonna go pick up the other.
Now leveling it off. So we have the brad nailer and we're going to do 2-inch nails.
You want to save that last part. See, this is all jacked up right here. Not hitting anything. There we go. Not hitting anything here either.
Save the last part for what?
You never nail towards a joint until you install the other board to make sure it fits right, because then it can be off. So you can see there's like a little bow in the wall here. It's not too bad though. If I caulk a foot in, and then if you come over here, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this. But you can see why I did what I did.
Oh, okay.
When you're doing trim, you always want to use a speed square for your cuts. Make sure that they're good.
And at what angle are you cutting?
45 degree. And you just double check your measurement. Bingo. So that one we cut, pulled that way. So this one we want to cut this way. Make it. I don't think it'll make it.
I have to pull the table down.
Okay, so this is a tough one because the reason why you want to use a speed square is because this is the back of our cut. So it's not our full blade cut because we need additional length hanging off. So what you want to do is you want to take and mark with your speed square up here. And then that way, when you go make the cut, you need to make the cut on the back of that cut, like so. And what I always do is I always put my eye down like I'm looking down a gun sight to make sure that's gonna fall exactly where I want it. And it's not a big deal if you lift it up. It's not a big deal if you cut a little extra just to get you close to where you need to get. So we ended up giving ourselves a little bit more space down there than I'd like. Go push.
So here's our gap, which Drew says is perfect because we need a gap for expansion and contraction.
Okay, so what you want to do is your joint's really important because you don't want it showing any crack or space. You want it to look continuous. So what you do is you just feel your fingers and you see exactly where it needs to be adjusted.
The other side because you're...
So you just kind of feel around. Kind of don't like that, so I'm gonna move this up a hair. There we go. That feels pretty good. It's nice and smooth on the top here. And like I said, that's why you don't want to nail in this part yet. So once you're at where you want to be, pin one side, double check your trim space, make sure it's right where you want it, nice and smooth. Feels pretty good. And then come to the other side, and then nail it in. Feels pretty tight to the wall, pretty tight. There you go. You can see it doesn't even have caulk or paint on it, but it looks like a nice smooth transition. And then once you get the joint done, then you keep on running your level on it, like this. Okay, so this one, Sarah, you're gonna have to go on the end again and lift it a hair just like the other one.
Okay.
'Cause
We got somebody telling us how to do it. Alright, so we just did the bottom. And now we're going to be doing the top. We have this weird angle, so we have to level it up. So right now, putting in the middle, we will have to anchor it with these, because it's not on this stick.
The way I like to do these anchors, it's really easy, is you get your board in place. I like to make it a little bit tight, so a pretty tight cut. And then what I'll do is I will take the drill bit size that I need, and you can figure that out by looking at your little wing part that spreads out with a spring, and it says 1/8. And then I always double check when I drill, and I'll put the bolt right over the drill bit to make sure that it's the width I need. And then I basically decided I was gonna put 5 anchors in, one closer to the top, just because I want to hold the top in good. And then I spread it out into 5 bolts. Basically, all you want to do is just go right on your center line like that, and just drill. So there's 1 hole. There's 2 holes. And this is nice with the laser level because it'll tell you right where center is. And I already pre-marked the board.
We gotta help her.
You drill all your spaces. And then it's nice because you already put up your board. So when you pull it out, you have your holes already marked on the back side. And then what you want to do is you want to take your spring flange piece. You want to find a drill piece that's going to allow it to push behind the wall. So then you just take your drill gun, you swap out your bits, put your bigger bit in, and it works out perfect because you just had your board there. Now all you gotta do is go back to your holes, make sure you're centered on them, then drill them. 1, there's 2, 3, 4, there's 5. All right.
So why are you doing that?
So that the bolt head seats down.
So you're just drilling down a little bit?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah, just
normally have to do
drilling down a
that,
little
or
bit.
is it just...
Huh?
Are you just doing that so it stays in tight?
No, you'll see. Okay. So.
What are you doing? Why are you sick? Why are you doing that?
Keep it a little loose.
Look, watch out!
Now you have all your screws in. Now all you do
Watch out!
is you spin them on,
Watch out!
How do you spin it on?
just like any other screw. So it goes in reverse, kind of. It's kind of goofy. Screw it on. The thread goes a little bit past the anchor. Now I want to make sure your holes are cleaned out. So basically all you do is you just bend it in. Should have made my hole a little bit bigger. Okay, now your anchors are in. If I didn't screw this up, this should all tighten. I think that bit. Now, where's your putty knife?
Oh, I just use my finger.
Now, since we recessed the hole, we can just simply fill these like this. What I did here was probably a little excessive because this can hold up quite a bit of weight, but I just didn't want to fool around and I wanted the board to be stuck good. But I think those anchors will hold up to like about 40 pounds. There you go.
So now we are going to find the middle of that and that side. And then we can start doing our angles. Okay, so what we're doing is we're measuring the angle. So the top part, I measured 21.5 going down. The top part goes up in the corner, and then the bottom part comes at this 21.5. So now we just gotta measure the angle coming down, and we can cut each cording. Okay, so, whoa. Okay, so he made a mark right here showing he needs to make a cut. So the corner comes all the way up here, make a cut, and then he's doing the same thing over there. And we'll do angled cuts. So now to find your angle, you line it up with your mark. So it's lined up with his mark, and now you can tell what your angle is. What's your angle?
It's like 16.5. Yeah, so I took my framing square and I counted, or I looked at the degrees of it. It said it was like 16.5. This is saying, my miter saw is saying it's a 17 degree cut miter. But I'm just setting up a fence and making sure that everything looks correct for when I cut it. So here we go. And now I need my bottom part. So I'll flip it. And so it should be the same. But I'd rather not move my whole setup. So let me try this.
Alright,
That's perfect.
so we just put it up, comes right down, fits perfectly in. Cool.
So that's as good as we're gonna get, buddy.
Cool. So after you make that cut with your first, you're already set on your miter saw, so then you can just repeat the process every time.
Alright.
And it should be the same, which, as you can see, it is. Okay, in order to measure this out, since this is coming down, we divided the wall from right here at the bottom to the top of that. So we measured 21 inches, 21.5 inches down again and again. And then from this way, you're gonna come upwards, 21.5 inches, 21.5, 21.5. And then on this side, you're gonna come down and repeat the process. Okay, here's the paint we used. It's a semi-gloss white paint, and this is what it looks like. We ended up using the same paint to do the ceiling as well because it was a tan color, but yeah, we love the way it looks. It really brightens the room. Please like and subscribe, and we'll post more videos. Thanks.